say, just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone. Like, her sense of safety comes with conditions that he wants to see satisfied first.
Where have we heard that before? I think, I decided that I've sold you in a human trafficking deal to Larry, the realtor from Houston, and you're gonna go. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not sure if you noticed, but everything's different when you do it to me. Got caught again. All day today. All week. So Mr. Perry this is the Charles Perry Stalker podcast. This is Cynthia Ortiz. It's 8:30 on, guess what? The anniversary of Chief Miller's murder. Chief Miller died 6 days after I filed a vandalism complaint. Stalkers do the car. They go at the car. If you watch Connecting the Dots, the cops that specialize in stalking did this training video for law enforcement through the National Stalking Resource Center. By the way, Mr. Perry, you are a stalker and nothing more. A rejected fucking fail who can't get a life and just move on. Grow a pair of balls. Be a man about it. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody else can just move on. Mind their own business. Don't bother anybody and go find somebody else that likes them. What happened, by the way, to your wife, Jacqueline, your kids, Jordan and Matthew? And why are you always in Oklahoma? Right now, jurisdiction is seriously in question, isn't it? Because for 9 years, I moved twice to get away from Charles Perry and his stalking. 2 times. Completely changed my life. Changed career, everything. Moved from the Lubbock, Texas, in November 5th, 2013, and went to the Dallas area where he followed me and stalked and made trouble and caused problems and butt in and bothered. So then I came home to Oklahoma to my family. On September 11th, 2014, I enrolled my child in school in Oklahoma. It wasn't too long after that we got a house. It wasn't too long after that Mr. Perry was bothering me at work. I filed a police report. First in May 15th, I filed for a protective order, which was denied in part because I forgot the police report. In August 2015, 2 guys came into my work and said, Mr. Perry wants us, we're police, wants us to just find some way to arrest you. And we told him, no, that's not why we signed up to be cops. But watch your butt, because he'll find somebody. There'll be some schmuck that'll do it. So just be careful in here. I turned around and immediately wrote a letter to the U.S. Attorney. It got there on August 27, 2015. October 29th, I'm telling my ex-husband he's just trying to find a way to false arrest me. Here's more details. He wants to go at my kid, too. In January, an incident happened at my work in Tulsa. At my work, where I'm just going to earn a living to take care of myself. Where I have the right to be there without being the victim of a crime every fucking time I try to go. Like there would have been tonight. And Thursday night. And last weekend. And the week before that. And the week before that. So you're paying for this in ways you've never had to pay before. And he's not even arrested you yet. Right? So my car's been wrecked 4 times. Somebody hitting me right at the wheel. And the 5th, somebody threw a brick at me on the freeway. My car's under threat constantly. There's not a day that goes by that Mr. Perry doesn't call somebody and say, please take her car away. Then she'll call me. Then she'll do as she's told. Then she'll subjugate. Then she'll lie for me. Then she'll be trafficked. He drew up an affidavit that I'm not even supposed to know about. But he's got police investigating him. He pays in ways he's never had to pay before. How much money did you spend over the past 9 years trying to cover up what gets in our hands? Snap of a finger, we know. Snap of a finger, we know. What he said to you is, you do not invade her privacy at all. You do not contact her at all. Show some respect. She said no to you. Fuck off. Grow up and be a man about it. And quit being a pussy and a coward. We're stopping you. That's all there is to it. And she'd better not be broke. We know exactly how much money. We have a forensic accountant who analyzes anything and everything backward, forward, upside down. Everything you do, everything I do, knows exactly to the penny how much I'm supposed to be making and how much you're keeping me from making. He's tabulating how much you owe me for that. Separately, you've been billed $1,000 a day for watching me in my house, using my body against my will for your entertainment, for your pretend love life, and for your profit. And you don't get to do that. You don't have my consent. There was never an agreement to do that. If you want to do that, you're a businessman, right? Have the intelligence to get a contract signed. First, you got to get consent, which you'll never get from me. Second, you got to agree on a payment, a fair payment. If you can't do that, then why don't you just admit you're too stupid to make money? You have to use the women you hate so much make your money for you. You're subject to us, believe me, in more ways than you know. Right? Because without us, you don't have a dime. You have no money at all. Not a dime. You're not smart like a man who can go out and start a business that's legit and make money and become wealthy. You're too stupid. You have to depend on the women you hate. And you usually hide that stuff. The women don't know, other people don't know, but all of a sudden when you did that to me, everything blew up on you more than you're smart enough to know just yet. $1,000 a day for watching me in my house, my car, wherever I am, plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. An intelligent businessman is smart enough to foresee liability, criminal and civil, and they get a contract signed, and they get consent, or they don't do it. And believe me, there's some women that would go for that. They would love to be the next Kim Kardashian. I'm not that woman. I sent you an invoice. You haven't paid it. I'll see you in court. You don't contact me. The forensic accountant knows exactly how much money I should be making versus what I am making because you're taking it. Or I have to miss work because you've got something planned that would ruin me. It's called facilitating the trafficking of a human being is part of it. Isn't it? Why are you continuing to bother my family? I told you before, my family has no influence over me at all. I'm not going to listen to my family say your words. My family's already said your words enough. We're done with it. We're fucking done with it. If I wanted to know what you think, I would call you. I don't want to talk to you. I moved 2 times to get away from you, to never have to hear what you think again. Nobody understands why you think I give a shit what you think. Did I ask you, Connie? I did not. What's this lady saying? Women are sick of this. There's a whole movement called the Me Too movement where women have said, that's enough. We said no. No means no. That's enough. You need to get a fucking life. Get a fucking life.
That's why we hate it when you say not all men. He's not carrying a sign that would warn others that he's a stalker. He's not carrying any sort of notification that he spent 4 years making that woman's life a living hell, that she's moving because of him.
Moving because of you. Twice. So why in the fuck would you think I want to hear your words? Coming out of your mouth, my uncle's mouth, my cousin's mouth, my kid's mouth, my ex-husband's mouth, Fabian's mouth, anybody's mouth. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. I moved twice not to have to hear what you think or how you feel or what you want or what you need. And today, since 2015, that first email that I sent out saying he wants to false arrest me and my kid too, on October 29, 2015 to my ex-husband, we've gotten more and more. Those emails have increased over time because relationships have evolved over that period of time between the undercover cops investigating you and whoever your leaks are. And the more you go at me and bother me and go at me and threaten me and harass me and make my life a living hell, the easier it is to get. You'll notice an increase in the frequency. We get the help with information you get told on. Last Thursday, there was somebody made a phone call and was asking for some help. She keeps finding out before. And the guy goes, well, I'm not sure why the guy's making this phone call. Because to me, this seems obvious. She did say that people are very uncomfortable with what Mr. Perry's doing to her. Crime tends to do that. It makes people uncomfortable. Duh. And she wants to be left alone. That's why she came here. And he's continuing to force himself on her. And that makes people uncomfortable. Crime makes people uncomfortable. Stalking is a crime. Duh. And until Mr. Perry the people helping her have done their homework. They've done their research. They're very meticulous. They're very strategic. They're very smart. And they're up against some fat, lazy pervert who lives his life according to the you-know-what. Not the brain. Hasn't researched anything. Doesn't know her. He doesn't know her. He's just, I decided, and here's what's going to happen. And everybody else is like, yeah, I don't think it is. She's getting the help, not him. So, until he gets a grip on reality, it's going to happen again. And it did. And he said, it's been this way 10 years. It's not going to change until he changes. The first thing is, get a grip on reality. You have Huntington's disease, not Tourette's. Stop lying to people. And the way that we found out about that, our shrink had been saying for a long time, he's not going to pass the cognitive reasoning tests I give my first grade patients. He won't do it. He can't. You have to repeat yourself all the time for this guy. He's got like Alzheimer's or senile dementia or something. And he's doing things that don't even benefit him. That doesn't even make sense for him. And Cynthia has repeatedly said, here's what I like in men. These are the characters a man has to have to get me to like him. And if they don't have those characteristics, I'm done. And one of those is respect my boundaries. You don't peep. Respect my boundaries. You don't call my family and friends and introduce yourself. I don't miss a meal. You make sure I don't miss a meal, even if it's just in supporting my career, the career I choose. And because if you can't do that, I'm not interested in you. And you have to be normal. You have to be kind. You can't be an asshole. You can't be a bully. You have to be normal to ride this ride. And she said, here's what I like and here's what I don't like. He does everything she hates. He terrorizes her constantly. He's told everybody who will listen that he intends to starve her until she lies. Well, the fact that he would ask her to lie, she's not going to be with somebody like that. I mean, he's a job, but let's just say he wasn't. She's not going to be with a man that would make her lie or ask her to lie or demand that she lie. Not her thing. Okay, so when you continue to do things she doesn't like, don't expect her to like you. And you don't take something, she's used to chivalrous men who are high caliber, very intelligent, who give her a good life. And Perry has come in, taken everything she owns, ruined her reputation, smeared her everywhere. He didn't defend her honor, he smeared her, and he's trying to do it again. He's demanding she lie. He wants a smear campaign. He's trying to frame her for a murder. He's tried to frame her for a petty theft. He's tried to frame her for a jewelry theft. He's tried to frame her for actually 2 murders. So, I mean, this is not what a man does who's in love. This is what a man does who's trying to traffic and subjugate a woman. So, don't run around going, why doesn't she like me? I'll take her car, then she'll like me. No, you want to take the car so you think she'll feel desperate enough that she has no choice but to call you. And that is not a romance. That is trafficking women. It's illegal, and you go to jail. Who tells us what you just said before you do it? Who gave me the McNamara email? Who told me you're trying to frame me for a murder? So, what, this is not, who tells me when it's not safe to go to work? Because you're going to do something at my work where I have the right to be and you don't have the right to be, sir. You don't have the right to be at my work. You're a married Christian Baptist church deacon elected official from another state. But now, for 9 years, you've been in Oklahoma more often than you're in Lubbock, and I believe that you've established residency in Oklahoma. So you actually don't live in Texas anymore. You live in Oklahoma. So tell the court your schedule. Tell the court what you do all day. Does Judy Parker still have jurisdiction? I don't think she does. I think even now she knows she doesn't. How do I know you're in her court? Huh? when you're not in Texas, I think there was an argument. Wasn't there, you and Matt or one of you? She's in violation of Texas Penal Code XYZ. And he stopped you and he goes, wait, I'm going to interrupt you. She doesn't live in Texas. In fact, we've seen texts that she sent her ex-husband and he sent her when you had her kicked out of that motel, literally kicked out on the street for nothing. And you took everything she owned, everything she worked for all her life. And he said, you can come live with me in Texas. And she said, fuck that. They'll kill me. And you know that. Here, remember this email I sent in 2015? And then he did it. He false arrested me. I lost my home. You really think I'm that stupid? I'm going to go back to Texas? So, purposeful availment, and she's not deriving any benefit from the laws of the state of Texas. There's no purposeful availment. She lived in her car for 6 months, didn't eat and didn't bathe to avoid going to Texas. Her ex-husband texted her and said, why don't you come stay at my house? You got a bed, you got a bath, you got food. And she said no to all that, basic rights and needs. And instead lived in her car to avoid Texas, didn't eat and didn't bathe. But I ate and bathed about twice, 2-3 times a week. Sometimes. Deprived of my basic rights and needs because you intended to coerce and pressure and bully and harass so you could facilitate the sale of a human being, which is illegal. It comes with a life sentence per count. Any other victim know before that that's what you did? So it's a con, she said, my shrink said. He's running a con. And this speaks to his delusion. First of all, he's showing that he's extremely delusional in that he has alleged a political vendetta, and there's no evidence to support that belief. He's delusional. Then he's alleged that she's his girlfriend or his fiance or his wife, and she's none of that. Nor is there any evidence to support that belief. He forged a marriage license she still to this day hasn't seen. He did that 4 years ago. In fact, Chief Miller asked me about it. Did you sign this? No, Chief Miller. Why would I do that? Okay, so that's not a romance. You signed a document that you didn't have the legal or moral right to sign. It's called a forgery. You go to jail for that. Then they have so there's two reasons to believe that he's delusional. She doesn't feel anything but yuck for him. She's icked out by him. He's disgusted and repulsed by him. She's moved twice to get away from him. So there's not a romance there. Not for her. He might be all doing the John Hinckley Jr. thing, and he's watching her in her house, so watching her on TV and pretending, but there's not actually anything real there. She doesn't like him. She's not reaching out to him. She's trying to get away from him. She's tried 11 times to get a protective order or an injunctive order he had to buy his way out of. She moved twice to get away from him. Okay, so there's nothing in her behavior or her conduct or evidence that supports the belief that there's an actual romance there. That doesn't. Only romance is all in his imagination. It is bizarre. It's fucking embarrassing. It is so fucking embarrassing that Mr. Perry says the things he says. One of our guys goes, it's almost a joke. Sometimes people will come around there and they'll go talk to that guy. He's a total whack job. Watch, go talk to him. He'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand on end. He's a weirdo. Go talk to him. And people will go talk to Mr. Perry and he'll say weird shit. And they'll come back, yeah, oh my God, that guy needs to be in the nut house. You're saying stuff that bizarre. That it's unnerving everybody. It's unnerving people. That wacky. You're saying stuff that wacky. That it's unnerving. And now it's almost like a joke. Why don't you go talk to that guy? He's a Looney Tune. Listen to the shit he says. Go talk to him. How embarrassing for you. How utterly embarrassing for you. That's your reputation. That when people come around you, the other people that have been around you, actually, like a joke, go talk to him and listen to the whack job stuff he says. Oh my God, jeez. Okay, so I mean, somebody's asked the question, how long has he been off his meds? Okay, so you pissed people off. You pissed somebody off big time. Terrorizing me like you've done, being cruel to me like you have, depriving me of basic rights and needs, food and shelter, the grand larceny, all of that with intent to coerce, a lie, and trafficking, delivery. Very serious criminal activity. Very serious. In a lot of trouble. He said, he doesn't want her to know he's got Huntington's disease. And I'm sick of watching him do that to her. So make sure she finds out. Make sure she finds out it's Huntington's disease and not Tourette's. So our shrink years ago was questioning that. I've read his emails. His responses are like 1 to 2 sentences, 3 to 5 words per sentence. It's like he didn't understand what the email to him said. He didn't understand what was said. And he's just doing the best he can to respond as best he can. But we haven't responded in 2 and 3 sentences, 3 to 5 words per sentence since first grade. So I'm seeing, again, the first grade level thinking here. It's definitely not that of a dignitary, an intelligent dignitary who has read the email to him, thought it out, and responded appropriately. His responses are not appropriate to what's said to him. It's so what does he have? Huntington's? I mean, she said, what does he have? Alzheimer's or senile dementia or aphasia or something? Well, that was before we knew you had Huntington's. So Huntington's disease causes cognitive reasoning, impaired cognitive reasoning, psychosis, hallucinations, delusion. And so she's pointed out this was before we found out she had that. Psychosis, hallucinations, delusion, psychosis, impaired cognitive reasoning. And so it paranoia. It's just, it confirmed what she said. She got it right. That when you're talking to Mr. Barry, he doesn't understand half the stuff you're saying. And when he says stuff that makes everybody else about crawl under the table, he doesn't know there's anything wrong with it. He doesn't have filters anymore from the disease, so he'll just say stuff and not realize there's something wrong with it. We don't say things like that. We don't, normal people don't think, our minds don't go there. We don't think about doing things like that to people. And we don't say it, we don't do it, and he just thinks of it, blurts it out, and then does it, or tries to do it. He'll know he's caught, and he'll still do it. And then, can't understand why anyways, when you're mean to people, they're just not going to like you. So basically that's what she said, is part of the delusion that I'm seeing is that he thinks he's bait. Well, but she's moved twice to get away from you. That should be like a little clue. You're not bait. So she said, I'm seeing a lot of things that he's doing and expressing that he thinks it's this or he thinks it's that. And there's zero evidence to support it. Zero. Nothing. She's not reciprocating. There's not a romance there. It's all in your head. She moved twice to get away from you and tried 11 times to get a judge to make you leave her alone. So why is it you think you're bait? You continue to try to talk to me like you think I give a fuck what you think. I did move twice and try 11 times to get a judge to make you never tell me again what you think. I don't want to hear it. I fucking don't want to hear it out of your mouth, my uncle's mouth, my cousin's mouth, my son's mouth, my ex-husband's mouth, Fabian. No one. Jennifer. Didn't you guys ask that the other day? Can we get Jennifer to just talk to her? Well, Jennifer won't do it. What about Fabian? He won't do it either. What about her uncle? Maybe he will. I don't want to hear your words coming out of anybody's mouth. Is that not clear? Because you tried to do it again anyway, didn't you? And you got caught, didn't you? Are you talking about having my uncle talk to me today? Okay, I've made it clear. I do not want to talk to my family. I definitely don't want to hear your words come out of my family's mouth. I moved to get away from you, creepy Chucky. Move on. I rejected you. I left. Grow a pair and move on. You're a fucking failure. So, but he's trafficked me too. I guess him and this guy are thought they were gonna share me. Human trafficking is illegal, dum-dum. Any other victim find out about it before you delivered, and who to, and quoted every conversation you have about how you're going to try to force me to be delivered? Kidnapping, false arrest, rape, murder. Yeah, okay, so 6 days. I file a police report with Chief Miller's office. Mike Neely takes the report. It's vandalism. I don't know who did it, but it's likely a stalker. That's what connecting the dots says you say. When I filed a police report in Tulsa, Mr. Perry had me charged with filing a false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job. Again, there's no political vendetta, nor is there any evidence of that. And one guy can't pass a law. I didn't do state government reform. I did federal. You're the new guy. I'm well established. What do I need you for? I'm well established. I grew up in it. I don't need you for fuck. I don't need you for fuck any more than in a subdivision. The guy that's lived in that subdivision for 20 years needs the help of the new guy in meeting all the neighbors. How ridiculous. Okay, so how ridiculous. I mean, I about died when I heard that. I was like, oh my God, he thinks he matters. Wow. When they said the charges to me, I went, oh my God, he thinks he matters. Wow, talk about delusion and grandiose thinking. Wow. I've been in politics all my life. He just got in it. So why would I need his help? I don't need his help, and I didn't do state politics. So why the fuck does he think that? Oh, the shrink's like, yeah, there's no evidence. There's no crazy tweets or rants or emails. And in case you missed it, when I'm pissed off, you'll know. I'll talk about it. You'll hear all about it. If I'm pissed off, you'll hear it. So if it was a political vendetta, I would have said something at the time. That was in 2000. Well, I left Lubbock in 2013, so now you don't matter anymore. You were never. Mr. Perry was never my representative, my state assemblyman. John Frullo was. So why would I call him and not John? And if John told me no, John told me no a whole lot more than Mr. Perry did. I didn't accuse him of stalking because he wasn't stalking. I kept my mouth shut for 4 years, moved again, and then made it public. Only a couple of my close friends knew, most of whom didn't live in Texas. Now, who makes up a stalker story only tells a few close friends that don't live in the state, never says anything to the media, keeps their mouth shut, hoping you'll get your act together, moves, then moves again, and then says something. Do you hear the stupid that comes out of your mouth? So our shrink is like, yeah, he's got something wrong with him. And you can tell by reading his emails. They don't even make sense, half of them. So he's mentally ill. I mean, and sure shit, wasn't long after that. And the guy tells him, no, he's got Huntington's disease. And he didn't want Cindy to know. But I'm telling you what, I'm sick and tired of him terrorizing her and trying to ruin her. So we're making sure she finds out. Make sure she finds out. And your shrink was dead on the money, by the way. She's good at what she does, isn't she? Yep, she's part of the team that does the homework. So, Mr. Perry, you're creeping me the fuck out. That's why we call you Creepy Chucky. You creep me the fuck out. You creep everybody out.
When you say not all men, you diminish those experiences because there's no way to know. We know it's not all men, but we need the men who would never behave like that to start checking the ones that do, because we can't fight this fight alone.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's what I mean.
That's a stepdad and raping me.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
This is the guys that help me. This is how they think. Just like this guy right here. They're badass guys. They're kicking your butt. You've never been caught this much in your life. All of you. We have got your accomplices named. Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto. Right? Blankenship, Desiree, Sanjay, Beverly. I don't know those people, but they know me. Beverly was talking about my shoes. By the way, Beverly, the shoes that you were talking about were purchased after that murder. Way after that murder. Like by a year. So I don't know what you thought the shoes were going to do. But you told somebody, I wish she had worn those shoes. And this whole thing would be over. Would it? I'd be going to be raped every day. So who would it be over for? The shoes were purchased. When Mr. Perry had me thrown out on the street and all my stuff stolen, The shoes were there. He had the shoes there. That actually, I think there's been 2 or 3 pair of shoes that were whatever this murder was. I don't know the exact date of the murder. All I know is in 2022, I want to say 2021, 2022, we have a conversation between somebody at TPD and somebody at my school who was a cop. And he was talking about she's very intelligent. She's very, very articulate. I think she'll make a good litigator. She said she wants to go to law school. And the guy said, well, she's being cooperative with a murder investigation. And he was like, telling him about the hair color changing and the tan changing, and the girl's quite a bit bigger than me. And he's like, yeah, well, then she didn't do it. You're just harassing her. So if she's being, I don't think she's not being cooperative. I think she's just sick of being harassed. Yeah, the first false arrest, guess what? Guess how much evidence got collected? Zilch. Now, how can you determine if an arrest is false or not if you don't collect any evidence and evaluate it? Like a blood test for arsenic or something, and you didn't see the text where the guy goes, yeah, we gave you arsenic, we're trying to kill you. Yeah, you hadn't seen the text. You can't determine if it's true or false if you haven't seen the evidence. Okay? You didn't collect it, you didn't look at it, you didn't... Now all of a sudden, you think the shoes, Beverly, would have changed the course of history had I worn them that day. Completely 2 or 3 different pairs of shoes since that email. I don't know when the murder was. I'm going based on the date on that email, which was like 2 years ago. So, did anybody bother to think about that? When did she buy the shoes in question? We think we're going to use these shoes to plan as evidence. Well, okay, but what shoes and when were they purchased? And I have I've had a couple of pair of shoes that I bought that were like $6, so they didn't last very long. The soles came out, or the sole came off, or something. They ripped up, so I threw them away. They last about 3-4 months, and I throw them away and get a new pair. So, which shoes? When did I buy them? Okay, don't just run around going, well, if she wears those shoes on that we decided. Nope. If you're gonna charge someone and deprive them of their liberty, then you better have your evidence. You better know, ABA says, that you can get a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt. And if you know that you can't because you're having to plant evidence, then you could be disbarred. And you should be disbarred. It's prosecutorial misconduct. There's another prosecutor helping me because he's building a case against Mr. Perry. So I'd be very careful about stepping on his toes because he does do his homework. He does think of stuff like that. He does his research. He does think of things like that. So do I. There's 40 cops helping me that think of stuff like that. Richard says, I don't think I can put her at the scene, David. David's calling. Can't you just get her on that murder? We got to shut her up. David Robertson. Can't we just get her on that murder? We got to shut her up. He's the one that sent the text. Yes, I'm giving you arsenic. We want to kill you dead. He came into my work and threatened me. If you don't recant, we're going to put you in the lake, he said. Wow. Okay. I think you're not. Here's the thing. I don't think you are. I think you need to get a life is what I think. No political conversations at all. It's all about stalking. We had a conversation about Fabian. Fabian is the man that I wanted to date, and Charles butt in. I guess you guys, sometimes we hear you talking. I think she and Fabian are still talking to each other through these guys helping her. Are we? Ask him. Did you ask him? Yeah.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone! Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
I don't care.
Leave me
All
alone.
you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear.
Where I live is none of your business. When you contact me, though, we get a lot more information from inside your criminal organization. Is that what you want? Where I live is none of your business, and you need to fuck off. He's typing in my phone. You need to leave Oklahoma. No, you're stalking me. You're getting told on because you're offending people. You go away. You go home to your family and leave me and mine alone. I moved twice to get away from you and have no conflict. You mind your own business. You're getting told on, okay? We're getting the information. You're not. Don't mix that up because you look like a fool.
They don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way.
Mr. Perry, I guess your attorney's a dum-dum. Our prosecutor said to remind you that witness tampering is a serious crime. He will be charging you with that. Okay? Stalking is a crime in all 50 states. He may be charging you with that too, depending. There's a federal law. Okay, what I'm going to tell you for the last time, Connie Curry, mind your own fucking business. There's nothing I do, know where I work, know where I live, nothing I drive that is any of your business at all. How much money I make doesn't concern you in the least. You're the one getting told on. Your team told on. Okay? We're getting help with information, not you. Do not get that mixed up because you look weak and you look foolish. And you look stupid.
Okay, it's not clever, it's not cool, it's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men,
Okay. I have the right to go to work in a state where you don't live and weren't invited. If you do live here, Judy has no jurisdiction over you, does she? Okay. Figure out which one you want there. Either way, I have the right to go to work and not be the victim of crime every time I do. So you guys are paying for this, what you're doing to me, like you've never had to pay before, and you have not been arrested yet even. Do you like that? It's like you do. Until Mr. Perry gets a grip on reality, she's always going to find out before, until he's arrested. Duh. You can predict future outcomes based on the past history. It's 10 years of this. I think you're making people uncomfortable, and crime tends to do that. That makes sense. And it's unbelievable I'm having to say these words, because at your age, you ought to just know.
leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me
You
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone.
I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
why
no, I
I
don't. Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happened?
alone.
But
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
why
no,
I
I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
What
don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless.
Okay, so I guess somebody said the other night, remember Thursday is when the man said, until Charles Perry gets a grip on reality, nothing is going to change. It's been this way 10 years. It'll be this way tomorrow, the next day, the next day after that. He's in loopy land. He's living in a make-believe world. So you guys plan something, and she finds out, and then it doesn't work out like you wanted. But it's been that way every day, and you spend a shit ton of money doing it. And you made yourself weak doing that. It's different when you do the crime to me. I do know I was trafficked. I do know about the affidavit. And I do know there's a shoe problem in the murder frame-up you're trying to do to get your second smear campaign because you fucked up the first one, didn't you? I do know you're trying to frame me for a murder I had nothing to do with. Our guys have talked to witnesses, okay? That doesn't concern you. We know that you've been going around asking them, who else did you talk to? Okay, does any other victim know that? No, but you have police investigating you, Charles, for human rights violations, creepy Chucky. Everybody hates your guts. Hates you for what you've done to me and the other victims. Hates you with a passion. Just soon knock your teeth out as look at you. Do you understand? Your conduct is that disgusting and that repulsive to everybody out. You got your little weirdo club, but outside of that is everybody else who can't understand who the fuck does shit like that. And they hate you with a passion. So we get the help, you get told on. Every day, all day long, for a decade, hates you. Everybody's sick of you doing this to me.
What happened?
Sick of me being broke. Sick of you raping me. Sick of you butting into shit that isn't your business. Sick of you tampering with witnesses. Sick of you being a threat to everybody. They're sick of y'all. All of you. Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto, Blankenship, Desiree, Andrew, Lawrence, James, Reuben, Richard, Dickie, Larry, Bruce, Tim, Oscar, Greg, Beverly, Renee. Who's Monique and where is she today? Wake up. Name one of my guys. Oh, fuck, you can't. Quote one of their meetings. Oh, shit, you can't. Your code words. Muffin. Who's the Muffin Man? That's a nickname. Who is that? What planet are you fucking on? So, yeah, I missed another work tonight because you posed the threat again. I have the right to go to work without you being there to fuck it up and cause a problem and make a scene. And everybody hates you for putting me through that. We get the help with information. You don't. The witnesses said the woman we saw is quite a bit bigger than Cynthia. It's not her. Gesture's different than Cynthia. It's not her. Richard told you guys, I can't even put her at the scene. I don't think she's even ever been there. So I've killed a person I don't know at a place I've never been. That's the lie. Mr. Perry is trying to perpetrate on a fraud on a court now. With shoes probably purchased long after this murder happened. Oh shit, we didn't think of that. Nope. But there's a prosecutor investigating you, about to put you in jail for doing crap like that to me, to try to pressure me to lie for you and be trafficked. That is. I wouldn't step on his toes if I were you. He's got a lot of power to make some decisions that will forever change your future. All of you. There's, accomplices to facilitating the trafficking of a human. Okay? Who's in that mix? Mr. Perry, every time you try to contact me, you get told on. Every time you contact me, we get more intel. Every time you bother me, we get more intel. Every day that I'm broke and you're watching me in my home, you're violating my privacy, and you're butting into stuff that isn't your business, we get more intel. You know why? It pisses everybody off. Because you can't conduct yourself with some dignity, class, and go be normal. And comply with the law. Respect other people. Respect their rights. Respect the law. And like never before in your life, you're getting your ass kicked. Bittencourt's another one. Sanjay's another one. Sanjay's your hacker, right? Sanjay did ask an intelligent question, we heard, if it was him that said this. Charles has told everybody that he and Cindy are married. Sometimes they're engaged. We never know what it's going to be on any given day. So what he did is he forged a marriage license in 2019. He's trying to false arrest her, set her down in a room and say, you're here, you're stuck here. We're going to do the same thing to you we did to Mike Neely, or I'll get you out. If you sign my lie here, I got an affidavit for you. Sign it. It's recanting everything you've said for 10 years in and out of court. And then you're going to pose for wedding photos so that I can cover up my forgery. And then I'm going to deliver you to Larry and get all my money. And then we're going to let you get raped a time or two and get money off of that too. And then we're going to kill you so you can't pop up and tell everybody later that we made you do all this against your will. I'm saying it now, dum-dum. I'm saying it now. It's November 10th, 2023, 9:19 p.m. I'm saying it right the fuck now. It is against my will. I don't want a fucking thing to do with you. I'm part of a team that has fucked up your crime like nobody you've ever met in your life. You better wake up. So we found out about all this. Rich is like, I can't even put her there. Because David and Charles ran off all her friends. And all her family. Cut her off from every family member she has. All her friends. So she doesn't even socialize. She doesn't go have a group of people that she hangs out with and goes and does stuff with. She does work, school, grocery, work, school. That's it. That's all she does. She doesn't go anywhere. So if she's not working, she's at home doing school or at home. And then she'll go to the grocery a time here and there. And then, or maybe the laundry. You know, after you got me kicked out of my apartment that had carpet, Bittencourt, and a vacuum cleaner. Weren't you the one? We need to do some wiki on her. Like, it's common now among sex traffickers, human traffickers, is they hire a witch to do witchcraft and cast spells on the victims so they'll be more compliant. I studied that, actually, Mr. Bittencourt. In my organized crime class, we actually studied that practice right there. The use of witchcraft. So it's actually part of the curriculum for my college. That sex traffickers and human traffickers hire a witch to cast spells on victims to make them compliant with the crime they're being subjected to and participating in. So I just want you to know that. It's part of the curriculum. And you called somebody and says, what happened to the vacuum cleaner? I need her hair and her nail clippings. Okay, well, the guy said, well, here's the thing. You got her kicked out of the apartment so she doesn't have carpet anymore. And then Charles stole all her stuff, so she doesn't have a vacuum cleaner either. And she heard about that, so she puts her nail clippings down the toilet. Good luck to you on that. Yeah. Charles is gone whack job, is all I know. So we get the help with the information he gets told on. And he can't get that. He can't get it at all. You sit there and you explain it to him. When you do the crime to me, it's like touching a hot stove. I am the hot stove. I'm the Jenga piece. Things are different now. You pay for it when you hurt me. In ways you've not had to pay before, ever. You spent a lot of money doing it. You've spent a lot of time doing it. And you've not even been arrested yet. Let's do it more. All right, suit yourself. Wow. It's so easy, it's not even fair. What kind of man humiliates himself to no avail and to his own detriment for that amount of money for that long? He made himself weak, didn't he? That's an easy thing to take over. That's why I won't do business with guys like that. Sex pervs, they think with that little thing of theirs. And they'll fuck everything up every time. Every time. That little thing of theirs runs their life. And it'll run them right into the ground. So I don't do business with people like that. I'm a smart businessman. I'm showing a profit. My organization has value, and we don't participate in shit like that. They do a different kind of crime. But he's ready to take you over and dissolve all your sex trafficking crap. There's different ways to fight crime. You don't always have to make. First you can just ruin you, and that way when you're arrested, you have to use a public defender. Imagine how that might look, huh? That's the goal. That's our objective.
Leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why
Because-
I don't. Leave me alone.
Because no woman should have to live like that, being terrorized. So I do know about the murder frame-up. I do know about the shoes. I do know Beverly was upset, thinking I wear the shoes that was in her head. Which I don't know this woman, so how does she know what my shoes look like? This whole thing's over. For us, she has to go get raped and murdered. And I'm cool with it, long as Mr. Perry's not bothering me. Because I really don't like him bothering me either. Why would she say something like that? What a horrible thing to say. What a horrible woman. That did not impress our guys. Guess who has the control here? They do. We've always controlled the flow of information. I do know about the murder frame-up. I do know what the witnesses said. I do know about the shoes. So I guess last night I know who said it, but I'm not going to say who said it. It's better if people don't know who said what. A lot of times I'm not told that. Sometimes I'm never told that actually, but over time I start to recognize people's voices. So he said the thing that Mike Neely did. Here's what these guys do this all the time. They'll just find somebody and frame them with something. Because they're, David Robertson's used to running the state of Oklahoma with his criminal organization. He doesn't like it if somebody comes around and maybe puts a kink in that. So he'll just have them arrested. He'll just frame them for something. And they don't know anything's wrong, and so all of a sudden they're in jail and they're not getting out. Their whole life blew up. Like he did to Mike Neely. But it's different with Cynthia. She has help. Help he can't get to. Help he can't buy. Help he can't threaten away. They stay anonymous. So they get a lot of work done that way. But they won't be anonymous when he's arrested, will they? No. But I'll tell you what. When you fucked with me, they don't like that. Has it benefited you to piss them off, David? See, I didn't pick this fight. I don't know you. I came here to get away from Charles Perry and not have a fight. A smart guy won't have a fight unless he absolutely must. So I guess you're not very smart. You picked a fight with a woman. How many men try to make one woman fail? I have help. They're men. They're chivalrous men. You've talked to them face to face and you just didn't know that's who you were talking to. All of you have. What'd you say? What'd you give up? They know that you could buy the recordings they have. They know that. They know you want to. They don't call you back, do they? No. People want this stopped. There was a promise made. We will stop the human rights violations. We'll do it. They've been working day and night feverishly ever since. But you put me in danger. You picked a fight with me. And I did nothing to you. Nothing at all. I've tried everything I can do to avoid you all. So what kind of people do that? But the guy said the thing that's different with Cynthia is she's got help that finds out what they're doing. So she knows to address the shoe problem right now. She's not sitting in jail. But she found out what they're trying to do because they're getting recorded all the time by police from somewhere else. They don't give a shit who David Robertson thinks he is. They think he's a monster. They think he's a fucking monster that needs to be stopped because he's terrorizing. He's a tyrant. And they want him, people in Oklahoma are tired of it. Believe me, it wasn't hard to get people to talk, Mr. Robertson. You can bully and bully and threaten and threaten and bully and harass and threaten and scream and yell and demand and demand and demand until the people around you have had enough. They've had enough of it. And so if someone comes around and says, we're going to stop it, they're going to help. We're going to stop it and we're going to protect you, they'll help. Take the hint already. Please just stop. Please just stop. Most of the people that you pick on did not do a thing to you. Nothing at all. So Robertson's calling Richard. Just find a way to put her, just get her on that murder. Just shut her up. We do things that make us look guilty and her look right. More and more every day. Does your attorney know that? Okay, so I'm guessing your attorney advised you, lawyer up and shut up and go work. Go do man things. You keep your nose clean so there's not more than what you want them to have. We make it our habit to get up every day and do a whole lot of things that make her look right and us look guilty. Yeah, so easy it's not fair. Didn't I say that? Okay, so we have a conversation between David and Richard, and Richard's like, I can't even put her at the scene because you guys ran her friends off. You got her kicked out of her place, so she has no carpet, no vacuum, bed and core. Okay, so then they're like, well, she's going to have a public defender who won't think of that. And Richard said, have you met her? You didn't do your homework, did you? You didn't do your research, did you? You didn't think about the words that just came out of your mouth, did you? Have you met her? Did you see what she did on Mike Neely's case? Okay, well, on her own, she'll be more diligent, and she's got help. So she will think of that. Yeah, Charles is trying to free me. I know that now. I'm not in jail. It's not an afterthought to explain something away. Our guys have talked to the witnesses, and you don't get to go around and bully them. Who have you talked to? Do you? Are you witness tampering? Are you witness tamper? I think you are. But they all said she gestures different. She's bigger and more obnoxious than Cynthia. Her hair's more of a yellow blonde. Cynthia's is more of a white blonde. I bought a shampoo that makes white blonde hair, or platinum, not to get brassy. Do you know they actually had that stolen out of my car? Remember they buy keys to my cars from Mo at Good Deal? They've been trying to get me to go back to Mo because Mo screwed up the day he took my car from the Flying J. I had an email. They're going to take my car from the Flying J. They just talked to Brandon. We just heard him. Brandon's the manager. They did the next day. I guess Mo didn't do what you wanted him to do, so you want me to go back so he can read off your script that you gave him? Here, Mo, say this. That'll fix it. Right, Calvin? Aren't you the one that set that up? See, I have the right to go to work and not be harassed. I have the right to live my life and you not be in it. Okay? I don't want to hear your words out of Fabian's mouth, my family's mouth, my kid's mouth. No one's mouth. That's why I moved twice. Frankly, we're getting out the information you're getting told on because everyone's sick of hearing what comes out of your mouth. I want, I demand. And so everybody's like, guess what? We'll help your side. These guys are senile anyway. She'll have them caught on this crap like this murder frame-up. She's known about that for a long time. And they'll sit down and they'll have a meeting and they're talking about, well, we're going to go ahead, we're going to do it, and here's this and here's that. They act like she doesn't know. And then when she doesn't do what they think that she'll do or what they want her to do, they're all shocked and dismayed. And we're like, well, why'd you think she was going to do what you wanted her to? She already knows what you're trying to hurt her. It's like they're senile. They're headed down a rabbit hole. I'm not going with them. I'll help y'all. What do you need? Yeah, it's unbelievable. So easy, it's not even fair. So why should I go to work and have to live like this?
Will, you talk to me for 2 minutes?
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happened
alone.
with
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
About
Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I
No,
moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you
What
again. I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God bless.
Her people do their homework. Her people do their research. They got to shrink. They analyze everything about everybody. She does. She actually analyzes everybody's personality. And not only that, but the current stresses in your life on any given day. So if we do this, they'll do that. And she's right every time. They plan methodically. They're very calculated. They're very strategic. And they get the information in. You're not getting shit. And it's been that way 10 years. So until they get a grip on reality, nothing's going to change. She'll find out again tomorrow. And the day after that, and the day after that. Because they're making people uncomfortable with the crime. Crime tends to do that. They haven't put that together yet. Well, that explains. I mean, she said it's so easy. It's not fair. I mean, why are we having this conversation? You should just know this. You should just know this stuff. People don't like crime. So if her people are going to help stop it, they're going to help them. People are sick of this kind of shit, David. They're sick of you. That happened before I ever got here. I think I told you in a text, I'm not Wyatt Earp. I did not come in to mop up. I don't want to know about this stuff. I don't want to be involved in it. And you need to get it away from me. Because if you bring it on me and you force it on me, you're not going to like what happens when you do that. I don't bother people. I mind my own business. I don't go around starting fights. But if you bring one to me and you won't go away and you won't fuck off, I swear to God, you're going to see things happen you've not seen before.
Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone.
And because you did that to me, we found out your Papa John's means to make delivery of a human trafficking victim to the buyer. Ratatouille means take the victim to dinner so you can find out her car information and where she lives. Act like you want to date with her. Rumpelstiltskin, get her name, get her ID. Little Red Riding Hood, use the family to coerce. Right? Pin the tail on the donkey. False arrest. Right? Isn't that your code words? Name one of ours. Oh yeah, you can't. They're helping us, not you. Why is that? Maybe people don't like it when you act like this.
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop stalking me. This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures? You want?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
I'm a stalker. I have pictures of you. You know how many pictures I have of Mr. Perry? Zilch. I don't want to see him. Talk about an ugly little fuck. I don't want to see him. I got pictures of you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to take your car. Call me. Why don't you like me? Just leave. Just go. No. Hold your breath. I'll get right on that. Dum.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a threat?
fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that the
feel?
one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures? You want?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a.
I'm gonna take. Today's like, get on the freeway. Why? You wanna have me pulled over, my car taken? We already heard about that. We've already talked about that. You wanna take my car. There's not a day that goes by that you don't talk about, hey, you wanna take my car, and then I'll call you. Why do you think that? Why in the fuck do you think I would call you? You're a fucking moron. You're just not all there, are you? It's very frustrating to have to deal with somebody that's mentally ill. And slow. He's not even going to pass the cognitive reasoning that I give my first grade patients. He won't do it. He can't. When you do the crime to her, you get caught. Let's do it more. Who is she? Oh my gosh, she found out again. How'd she know? How'd she find out? We never had this happen before. You have every day for fucking 10 years now. So we're at a loss. How many men sit around trying to figure out how to make me fail? One woman. You feel proud of yourselves for doing that all day? See, other people are busy working. Productive business. You use women. Women are making your money, and without the women, you're nothing. You don't have money. And you think that we're subservient to you? I'm sorry, but it's the other way around. And as far as the investigation goes, we're getting the information. We control the flow of information. You never have. We do. I do know about the murder frame-up. I do know about the shoes that you were going to plant as evidence that aren't even dated right. You didn't do your homework, but I promise you our prosecutor is on top of that shit. He thought of it. You didn't. Shoes. Now she knows shoes is a problem. She knows to address it now, before they do this stuff, to perpetrate a fraud on the court and get the lie and get her smear campaign. And David is going to go to jail for that, right? Why do you think, David, in your make-believe world, what are we going to do with all this information that we get in? What do you think? I mean, aren't you the smart one? What is it in your make-believe world you think we're going to do with all that? Just nothing. Whatever. Tell yourself whatever bullshit makes you feel better. Until they get a grip on reality, nothing is going to change. That was last Thursday. Look at all the stuff we got since last Thursday. Same as the last 10 years. You can predict future outcomes based on past events. I didn't pick the fight. I don't like to fight. I moved twice not to have a fight. Completely moved, started all over in a new place, not to have a fight. You picked it. And you don't have a fight if you don't have to, and you don't have a fight with someone you don't even know who it is. So the guy's like, until they get a grip on reality on a couple of things. One is, she doesn't like Charles. 2 is, she's got help he can't get to. 3 is, her help is very smart, way smarter than him. Very, very, they do their homework. They know their shit. They're very calculated. They're very strategic. They're very methodical. And they're getting the stuff. They're getting the goods. And Perry's just giving it to them. A lot of money spent, a lot of time spent to get caught. That's all you got for 10 years is caught. More than ever in your lives. Because you picked a fight with me. I don't bother people. I mind my own business. I don't cause fights and stuff. But if someone brings one to me, I'm going to ask you to stop a couple of times. Please stop that. And then after that, I'm going to kick your ass because you're going to get away from me. Charles, wherever I live, you're going to get away from me. Or these guys that get the information are going to do it for you. And your delusion shows up more. Your mental illness shows up really bad when you seem to get that mixed up. We get the help, you get told on. Do not get that mixed up. You look like a buffoon and you embarrass yourself and everybody else. And you look very weak. And you look very pathetic. And that should embarrass the hell out of you. And you're just not smart enough, or it would. You're just not all there, or it would embarrass you enough for you to stop. You are caught. You are told on. You are hated. Why can't you get that? You're offending people. We get the help with the information. You get told on. You get that mixed up. You look very slow mentally when you do. So please be as embarrassed as you make everybody else. You look like buffoon like this guy. Like your response is a complete failure. You never respond like you understood what just happened or what's happening or what somebody just said. Ever. You don't respond right.
This make you...
You can't be governor if you can't understand what's happening and you can't follow simple instructions. Didn't somebody say that? He wants to run for governor. No, he's not running for governor. What do you mean he's not running for governor? I'm quoting somebody else. When I talk third person, I'm quoting somebody else. He said, what do you mean he's not he can't be governor? First of all, he's caught. And he acts like he has no idea. She's talking about it. We're all talking about it. He's caught. And he acts like he doesn't know. And so, when you're caught, that's when you stop. And he acts like he doesn't know that either. Not that you would do this to begin with. And he doesn't know that either. If he doesn't know those 3 things, he's not smart enough or capable mentally to be governor. He can't run his own life, much less a state. He can't do it. He's incompetent. So, our shrink tells us, the guys the other day, he goes, let's just say, I think our biggest hope was that TPD helped us, and they arrest Charles, and Cynthia can go in and talk to him, and get him to explain some of these crimes we've got here, and waive his right to counsel. I'm a little concerned that he's so mentally incompetent that might get thrown out, because he doesn't even understand what waiving his right is. I think he's that stupid. She didn't use the word stupid. I'm using the word stupid. I think he's that mentally incompetent that he can't put it together in his head what it means to waive his right to counsel. I don't think he knows. If he cannot figure out that when you do the crime to Cynthia, that's when you get caught. So if you don't like getting caught, stop doing the crime to Cynthia. Because when the guys told you in March 2020, you don't invade her privacy, you do not contact her. She didn't care what you think. Shut up. And she better not be broke. Get your hands out of her wallet. We got a forensic accountant tabulating exactly how much money you're costing her from work and exactly how much money you owe her from watching her house. We'll see you in court. Okay? Just like that. So if he can't understand all that, he can't be governor, he can't even waive and not hold up in court. He can't explain shit. He's that bad. That mind is that far gone. Maybe that's why it's so easy, it's not even fair. So he's telling me today, get on the freeway. Why would I do that? Why'd you want me to do that? Do you want me pulled over? And then you have the cop, didn't you tell the one cop, I want you to pull her over. I want you to talk to her, see if you can get her talking about domestic violence and economic abuse and the connecting the dots video. Can you do that? Wow, we're like, oh my God. Wow. So they messed up the one that's in traffic court right now that's been there for like a year now. So they want a do-over? They want a do-over with Mo, the good deal guy for my car. They want a do-over with this too. Are you shitting us with that? They want a do-over on a second false arrest. And we found out before you did it, not after. It's not an afterthought to explain something away. We got it before. But the guy said Cynthia has not eaten for 4 days. You don't do that to people. And then he's tried to kidnap her twice this week. And you don't do that either. And the one thing that was supposed to be a DoorDash order at the airport, Josh Burson said he did it just to be, like a prank. But then there was something else where he tried to do it again. So I'm sorry, it's not a prank. They're trying to kidnap her. They trafficked her and they tried to deliver. Kidnap her at the airport. Right? I told you so. I did say. How many of those did you want to give us? How many of those did you want to give us, David? Is that smart? You smart businessman doing shit like that? I mean, you either are or you're not. So, I didn't pick the fight, you did. I don't fight. I mind my own business. And if you could bring a fight to me, and you're just picking, I'll tell you to cut it out a couple times, and after that, we're going to kick your ass. That's all there is to it. You're going to leave me the fuck alone. You're going to get away from me. Charles, I don't care what you think. Why? No one understands why you think I would. And I'll never help you. No one understands why you think I would help you. The stuff you say is so bizarre. Really. It's just fucking embarrassing. You just fucking embarrassed everybody. You just fucking embarrassed the hell out of everybody. Go talk to that guy. He's a whack job. He'll give you the creeps. Go talk to him. People say that about you. Most people would about die. You just, was I supposed to be embarrassed? I didn't know. Jesus. Okay, so the guy's like, he tried to starve her. She hadn't eaten for 4 days. He's doing exactly what she says. And he tried to kidnap, okay, well, he's caught. And he acts like he has no idea. Well, she's talking about it. We're all talking about it. He's caught. Everybody knows. First of all. Second of all, if he's not smart enough to tell that when you're caught, that's when you stop. Not that you should do this anyway. So that's 3 things. He doesn't know he's caught. He doesn't know when he's caught, that's when you stop. And he doesn't know that we don't do that anyways. There's a reason for that. So if he can't figure all that out by himself like a big boy, then he's not qualified or competent to be governor. He can't even run his own life. Right? And then someone else said, Mr. Perry wants me to make his lie work, which I can't do if he's doing everything exactly like she says. He can't contact her. He can't communicate with her and tell her stuff like, drive on the freeway, when we have a pullover planned to take her car because he called us and begged us to please take her car. Oh, I got a court order to take your car. Do ya? Well, that's what they told me to say. Okay. Because we got a trafficker and you're going to help facilitate the trafficking of a human, officer. Is he? Well, if he didn't tip us off, Charles did. So there went that. I'm like, sure, hold your breath. I'll get right up on that freeway. This is so easy, it's not even fair. What we don't get from intel, he tells us. Okay, go to work. We got a surprise. We're gonna false arrest you and make you take wedding pictures. How do you think you're gonna get me to take wedding pictures with you? I will beat the ever-living fuck out of you if you get anywhere near me. There will never be a wedding. There will never be photos. You forged a document and you're stuck with that. It was against my will, and the only way I knew about it is Chief Miller asked me, and that's motive for murder right there. In the first-degree murder of a police officer, and you don't know what that did in other police officers. You don't have any idea. You're too stupid to put that together. It does a lot. You'd be amazed what it does when you start killing cops. Yeah, you have your little group of weirdo, and y'all convince each other and bullshit each other and convince each other that here's the way things are. But outside of your little weirdo club is everybody else who just is wildly uncomfortable with you and your cop killing and shit. Abuse of women and children. Uncomfortable with you. Wildly uncomfortable. Remember, the results of that are we get the help with information you get told on for 10 years, every day, all day long. So we are always amazed at why in the world do you believe your own bullshit when we have met our objectives and you have not? For 10 years, every day, all day long. Wow, what planet are you fucking on? In your pretend world, what do you tell yourself we're going to do with that intel? We would love to know the answer to that. So, yeah, I mean, so the guy was like, I can't make the lie work if he's doing everything she says. He has to stop communicating with her. He has to stop doing things that make her look right and him look guilty. And part of that includes her bank account. She can't be broke because he's told everybody on the planet, I'm going to starve her till she lies. I'm going to deprive her of food and shelter to force her to do something she doesn't want to do or say something she doesn't want to say. And that's a crime, by the way. I'm going to force her to be complicit in my crime against her will. So if he wants me to go into court and lie and make that work, he can't do shit like that. And Mr. Perry cannot follow simple instructions, even to his own benefit. He can't do it. So he can't be governor. He can't do... I mean, if you can't do ABC, followed instructions ABC, if you're that dumb, I'm sorry, you're hopeless. And you sure as shit can't run for governor if you're that stupid. Like this guy. It doesn't even make sense. How does it feel to have a camera in your face? You want me to go get the pictures of you? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow.
Feel. You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
You want,
I got
I'll show you- I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
You're gonna
I don't give a
find
fuck.
out.
Does this make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make
Oh,
you
is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures? You want,
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army.
You're gonna
I don't give a
find
fuck.
out.
This make you feel?
Huh?
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make
Oh,
you
is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to
Please, I can't live here anymore because you're.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave
You
me
can
alone.
do all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Alright, so I get this in jail. Notice the word hope is intersecting with the name Fabian. Hope and Fabian actually intersect. I got this in jail. Who has that kind of power, David? You know anybody with that kind of power? I do. The word me depicts Charles, and he's selfish and he's a butt-in. And he causes fear and sadness. The word boo is also a private joke between my friend and I, the one of the head cop. Okay? That's investigating you guys. So, they got that to me in jail. Was it up to you? No, it was not. Was it? Nope. Okay. When we got this right here, that's the McNamara email I was talking about, dated October 29, 2015. He's going to arrange a false arrest. That was months before you did it. We got it beforehand. Was it up to you? No, it was not. We get the help you get told on. Remember? Right. Okay. The night David Robertson came in, we have a conversation about Fabian. Now, is this any of this a political vendetta, or is it about a romance or dating somebody? Yeah. Okay. So I'm telling him, he says, why don't you like Charles? He's outside waiting for you. And I'm like, I'm not going outside to talk to him. Ew. He's stalking me, just like I've alleged. And he goes, well, why don't you like him? I go, he's an asshole and he's creepy. He's very cruel and he's very creepy. And I don't like him and I don't have to like him. He doesn't have the right to be liked. And he doesn't have the right to... I have the right to privacy. He doesn't have the right to invade it. I have the right to go to work and not be the victim of a crime every time I do. He does not have the right to be at my work or in Oklahoma. He doesn't have the right to creep me out all the time. So, I don't like him. He doesn't have any class. He doesn't have any dignity. He's a piece of shit. That's not my kind of thing. My friend told you guys she's used to a much higher class people, much higher caliber people, much higher standard of living. So, she's not going to do this with this guy. She doesn't want that guy. She's sleeping in her car to avoid being with that guy. You know why? Because he would do something like make her sleep in her car. Because I promise you, Saeed would have never let that happen. Well, it's a bad economy. Bullshit. Bullshit. Don't insult my intelligence. Even if it was, though, Saeed would have created a job for her. But she would have never missed a meal. That's the kind of people she goes out with. That's the kind of people she hangs with. You're not her type, and you don't fit into our crowd at all. You don't even get close. You're not good enough. You're a repulsive piece of trash. And I watched her as a professional businesswoman, fight for her patients, fight for her children, and hang out with some very, very powerful people. So what you are telling me is you have done something to her to make her life like it is right now, which is why you're not good enough for her. You're not even close. So I said, I don't like Charles, and there's that whole Fabian thing, you know, where he butt in to something that he got information from a private Facebook message that he shouldn't have known a fucking thing about. It wasn't his business. Everybody loves the butt in. Nosy Nancy, Connie Curry. You should go out with Connie Curry. She's exactly like you. Just, I wish I mattered so bad. I'm in a nose around in your business, so maybe then I'll matter. Yep. Nope, you still don't matter. In fact, you pissed off a lot of powerful people, sir. In case you missed that. This right here, he says, so he says, well, Fabian doesn't want you. And I go, Fabian has to tell me that himself. You know, he is a grown man. He can speak for himself. He doesn't need you to help him. Well, he just wants to fuck you. Okay, well, then let us fuck and then it's all over with, right? You know, why drag this out? Why are you butting into that? It's just fucking, right? Well, actually, he and Charles fought over you for months. Okay, but there's not a fight between Charles and Fabian. It's not a decision the two of them make. That's my decision. I decide who I want to date, who I want to be with, who I want to get to know, who I want to hang out with as a friend or anything, or an intimate relationship or anything. I make that decision who I want. It will never be Charles. I rejected him and I left. And he needs to grow a pair of balls and put on big boy panties and go work and go be normal and fuck off. And act like a classy person, a grown man, a dignitary. Instead of acting like a little princess. Because it's embarrassing to everybody. He's humiliating himself and his family and his associates, by the way. He makes himself weak. He's not wanted, he's told on. He's not loved. No woman's trying to get with him. Everybody's running down to the courthouse to get a protective order against him. Yeah, he's into deviant men, that's why. He does what deviant men like. Gosh, Cindy said, I don't date a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. What does he do? Not that. He did the opposite. I'm going to starve her till she lies. Okay, well then you want the lie. You don't give a shit about her. You want the lie. Just call it like it is. And stop bullshitting. By the way, in your delusion, you think you're bait. If she moved twice to get away from you, you really think you're bait? Are you that stupid? Yeah, you're getting on everybody's last nerve. You have been for a long time. So here's my text to Fabian about that. Here's what they said. Guess what, Fabian? It's up to me. That's not a discussion that you and Charles need to have. That's a discussion you and I need to have. Charles has been rejected. That's done. He doesn't need to butt it. He needs to go on with his life. Right? Put his big boy pants on. Act like a grown-up. We all get rejected. We all move on. Why can't he? Stalking is a felony, sir. Nothing more pathetic than a bitch who can't move on. Okay, that's a quote from Burn Notice about stalking, about a stalker. So this con artist stalker, actually. Okay, so this is what I told him that very night. I didn't wait, and I documented it that night. And then you told him, I'm going to find a way to put her back in jail, right? And she won't get out this time unless she's with me. You need to give up. Did you tell him that? You didn't have the right to tell him that. Why'd you threaten him like that? Yeah, what are you butting into? See? So that depicts you perfectly. And when I got that, it wasn't up to you, was it? No. The guys helping me control the flow of information. They always have. Was this up to you? Oh, no, it was not. It was not at all. Guess what else I said? Mike Neely didn't do this murder. He was drugged. I said it in January, February, and March 2020. Didn't I? Did I not? In an email to the Florida State's Attorney, I did say that. Did I not? And lo and behold, when they took depositions in May of first responders, what did they say? We evaluated Mike, and he was found in respiratory distress, unconscious, dying. Not of a head injury from being knocked out in a fight, but he was drugged. He was dying of opioid overdose. We gave him Narcan. And then he came to and he was combative like people do when they're given Narcan from opioid overdose. He acted exactly like they act. And it was effective, so it was a correct diagnosis. Because had he had, a concussion or something, he wouldn't have come to like that, would he have? So we knew in January, February, March. When we got that information, was it up to you? Oh, it was not. Absolutely, it was not. And that information and that intel was good intel. Right? And it wasn't even on the docket until June or July. That's like 6 months we were saying it. Okay? So, why didn't he say that on the stand? Why is he testifying against me? What'd you do? You got to understand that's what people's first thought is. What did they do? Did you see what she did on Mike's case? You think she's not going to do that on her own? Dum-dum. And then you called Richard a coward? Really? Are you shitting us with that? I don't think Richard's a coward. I think he was just being smart. Due diligence. Research, homework. None of the rest of you have done that. It's not helping you, is it? Richard's not a leak, by the way. He's not our friend. If I went into Richard, how am I supposed to... Didn't you want him to come talk to... Who did you want to come talk to me if I went to work tonight? I'll go talk to her, but I don't know what to say. I'm like, I'll help him. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite NFL football team? What's your favorite college team? What's your favorite basketball team? Baseball. Now, tell him we talked. You see, I'm very good at what I do, but there's a reason why we're getting information on your criminal activity nobody else has. You hid it all your life, Charles, but not this time. Not this time. I'm reading the book of Judges in the Bible right now. I'm not a super hyper religious person, but if I go to work, I work in a strip club. Because you made sure I can't get work anywhere else. I go work in a strip club. I don't talk about the Bible and crap in there, but I'll do it a little bit here. Interestingly enough, in the book of Judges, there's a story of a judge named Deborah, female, and there's a big mess with another country, and they're gonna go to war and stuff, and the guy that's supposed to lead the army comes to her, and she's like, God wants you to go fight these people. You're gonna win. He'll help you. And he's a fucking pussy, and he's like, I won't go without you. You gotta hold my hand, Deborah. And she's like, fucking, really? Oh, okay, I'll go. But I'm going to tell you something. A woman is going to win this war. Okay? It won't be you. If you're going to act like a coward pussy like that, it's not going to be you. You either believe God or you don't. Be a fucking man. And if you can't, a woman's going to win this war. Watch. So she's going with him. You think it's going to be her, right? Wrong. It's not her. The leader of the army of the other side gets hurt, and he stumbles into a tent, or stumbles around a tent, and the woman in the tent says, come into my tent. I'll help you. I've got some milk here. She gives him milk, and he lays down to go to rest because he's injured. She takes a tent peg and drives it through his temple and kills him dead. The woman won that war, just like she said. Wow. I'm going to leave it at that. You put that together in your own heads like you know, I was like, wow, that is something, isn't it? This was back in January 4, 2016. He thinks a false arrest. This guy is such a dum-dum. He thinks a false arrest and or murdering me is going to vindicate him. It's not. Because I keep saying he's threatening me with false arrest. He thinks, and the cops that live here are telling me the same thing. And I write a letter to the U.S. Attorney. Here, U.S. Attorney, he's trying to use cops to perpetrate a fraud on a court to subjugate me. And you know, I don't know if the U.S. Attorney got it or not, because Mr. Perry has been known to intercept mail. Maybe you should go down there and ask him. What will happen if I do that? I don't know. How do you know the guys haven't? What are they going to do? Anyways. Because I'll have another, I told you so, I did say. Yeah. Mr. Perry likes giving us those, doesn't he? So the false arrest information is here. There's the, yeah, I gave you arsenic. Right after that is where I said, I'm not Wyatt Earp. I didn't come in here to mop up. Don't bother me with this shit, this corrupt crap you guys are into. Leave me alone with that. I promise you, you'll regret it if you don't. You continue to come after me, you're going to see things you have not seen before. And what do you guys, this never happened before. We've not seen, how did she find out about that? How did that happen? Oh my God. Well, I did say, I told you so. You were told to leave me the fuck alone. So they do have this false arrest done on January 29th for a police report I filed on the 21st. Now that's like 5-6 days. Does that sound like that's enough time to investigate a crime? No, it's not. Not a good investigation. They hadn't seen that. No, it's called by physical force prevented and delayed from reporting a crime. Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513 prohibit 99% of what you guys do all day. This is when I got the call back. Come give us the evidence. Read that. Come give us the evidence. We don't have the evidence. We need to look at the evidence. When I did take it to her, guess what she said? I don't want to look at it. We don't look at evidence at TPD. It's not what we do. Wow, then this isn't policing. I don't know what the hell this is. But somebody else is working on it, so I'm not going to worry. But that's a fail right there. I don't look at evidence. 2 cops told me that. 2 TPD officers told me we don't take evidence here. Okay, well, we'll remember that. We'll remember, believe me, we'll remember that. This was my first attempt. Reason number 2 is you forgot to get the police report and bring it in here. I filed it, but I forgot the report at home. I had the case number. He wouldn't take the case number. What does that say? At the very last of it, the last sentence, you must file a complaint against the stalker with law enforcement. I was following the laws in the state where I live. For that, I got charged for a crime in a state where I didn't live. And you don't think that's perjury, fraud, for political vendetta that he imagined. Because our shrink is like, there's no evidence of a political vendetta to support the belief that there was one. He's delusional. There's no evidence of a romance. He's delusional. Yep. Can't be governor if you can't get a grip on reality. Look at that. Evidence of murder in the first degree right there. How did you know Mike had to be begged to go to Pensacola? By the way, we know you're a witness. Here's your subpoena. We're going to tamper with you anyway. That's their habit. Okay. Wow. So my son calls me and tells me to get this off. Take that off. Why? Messes up the presentation when you're trying to lie before a grand jury. She's harassing us. Is she? But you want this taken, so he said your words? Because I don't think he gives a fuck. It's a forensic picture. Look at his face. He was in a fight. Nobody died in this fight. He got hit 3 times and everybody went home safe and sound. It was kind of a joke. I don't think he would have Instagrammed this. He put it out in the public. I don't think he would have Snapchatted or whatever that is, Instagrammed it if he was, really hurt. So he gets hit. Everybody goes home. Nobody died. But you can see he was hit. Look at Mike. Not a fucking mark on him. Point out for me the marks on this guy that looked like he was in a fight. So when you get Mike to testify against me, did you show all that to him? Does he know that I've pointed that out? Gosh, Mike, where were you hit? I'm not seeing where you were. Look, the arrest report doesn't even say there's injuries. It says he's got a red swollen right hand. Well, there's an IV in the right hand. That would make it red and swollen. But when you beat somebody so bad their head comes off their body and they die, your hands aren't going to look like that. He doesn't have anything on his head, his face, that would have caused him to be knocked out. So what did you do, Charles? You want to face me in court? Huh? Face me in court like a man. You had 3 chances where the burden of proof is on me to make me prove what I'm saying is true. And you didn't allow it. What's the harm in letting her go prove a case she doesn't have? Or show evidence she doesn't have? You had ex parte hearings and I wasn't even there. And you got everything dismissed. And you think you're legit. And you're off your nut. That's the other delusion our shrink said he has, is he thinks people believe him. You know what? Sometimes they'll tell you they believe you just to make you shut up and go away and stop wasting their time lying and insulting their intelligence. We hear that complaint a lot. So, okay. So, there's the false arrest. There's the car. I'm going to take your car. It's not legit. The last highlighted sentence. It's not legit. But I will have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. Okay. And we've duly noted that. And you've said it again every day since. That was in 2019. Look at the date on that. There's not a day that goes by they don't talk about ruining my car, taking my car, making it where I can't pay for my car, or ruining the engine, something. Then she'll call me. No, hold your breath on that. When you did take my last car, did I call you? When you had it wrecked 5 times, did I call you? Fuck no. What fucking planet do you live on? Jeez. Okay, so we document everything on here. How uncomfortable Mr. Perry makes everybody. She has an advantage in that she knows that they're trying to frame her for a murder, and she knows there's a shoe that's an issue, and hair color that's an issue, and a tan that's an issue, gesturing that's an issue. And the other woman is a lot bigger than her. Guess what else? I've got 2 markings on my face that are extremely distinct to only me. No other person on the planet has these 2 marks right where they are on their face. No one. Richard, okay? Let's keep that in mind, since they got you working on that. How do I know Richard's working on that? Yeah, okay. So you forget who it is you're dealing with, Charles. What is this one? Oh, he wanted somebody to go to me and say, ask her what she really wants. And I guess it was a cop, because you know what he said? Make sure that's what you want. Because the second she says, I don't like him, he's stalking me, I have to arrest you. Because you've been here stalking her all this time. And there's getting some rumblings among the media, wondering why the hell you're not in jail. So the second she says what we all know she'll say, what she's been saying, very adamantly, I don't like him, he's stalking me, get him off me. I'm going to have to arrest you. So if you don't want that, then I'm not going to go talk to her. I think maybe you need to leave her alone. Yeah, if that happened, whoever's that, I know that happened, I heard the recording. But whoever that was, thank you. About fucking time. A local got involved. Can we just have her arrested? And then take down the Facebook page and the blog and delete all her emails. So they go into court and say she already knew beforehand, she emailed. Well, there are no emails. We destroyed their evidence. We tampered with their evidence. Isn't that kind of your thing? Okay, but it's noted for the record now that you said it. So the judge that signs off on investigatory orders, you don't think he's seen all these? Yeah. And it wasn't up to you that we found out about that, was it? No, was not. All of this stuff. You wanted me to go to my storage unit? That's what he said also. She does know there's a shoe thing in a store. They wanted her to go to her storage unit so she wouldn't go. What'd you do? You wanted to plant something in my storage unit, but you needed me to go so you could say I put it there. But I never did go. My ex-husband set that up, and I never went even once. And then you had my shit stolen, including the key and the paperwork. I didn't even know where it was. Oh shit, that didn't work out, did it? Yep, so she does know. You know why? He said, don't invade her privacy. Do not contact her or her family. And she better not be broke, or I'm going to fuck you up. Get some respect for the law, respect for other people, and fuck the hell off. And stop humiliating yourself and your associates and your family and making yourself weak. Okay? Just like that. And every day since then, he'll show you what he can do and what he will do. He's building a case against you, and you're just giving it to him. We think that is funny as hell. We think that is funny as hell. Nobody's bothering you. You're getting caught bothering me. This right here. You tried to kill me, and you got caught talking to a hitman. Let's stage a medical emergency at her work. And then she'll help the guy. And then we'll tell him the guy that you helped has a virus, you need a shot, or you'll die too. Or you'll get it too. And he goes, your hitman goes, what do I do if she won't take the shot? And you said, you make sure she takes the shot. Tell her she'll die if she didn't take the shot. Then when she dies because she takes the shot, it's poison. We'll just tell her family it was an unfortunate allergic reaction. They'll be fine with that. Wow. Was it up to you when we got this, Charles? No, it wasn't. Where I work and what I drive and what I do is none of your business. But I have the right to go to work and you not be there and bother me and make me a victim of crime every time I do. The guys have looked at, they hired a forensic accountant. If I'm not making what I should be making, it comes out of your hide, sir. You pay in ways you've never had to pay before. Like I got this. And he has not even arrested you yet. All you gotta do is go be normal and leave everybody the fuck alone and stop bothering everybody. Go fucking be normal. And if you can't be normal, you sure shit can't be governor. You're not competent. You're not competent in any way, shape, or form. I mean, we've just got pages of this. Look at this. Charles says the shoes are a match. No, they're not a match. You know why? I bought them long after this email right here. Because remember, you stole all my stuff. I had to buy new shoes. So the shoes that you think you have were bought after this. Quite a few months after this. And then I bought another pair. And another pair. Because I buy the cheap ones. They fall apart pretty quickly. So what was the purchase date? You don't know, do you? You're a stalker. You wouldn't even care. What shoes? What shoes, Charles? I was hoping she was wearing those shoes. And then this whole thing would be over, Beverly said. I'm like, who's Beverly and how does she know what my shoes look like? Guess where she saw my shoes that I had on that day? DoorDashing. I got a DoorDash order to the DA's office, of all places. Believe me, my attorney got that immediately. Immediately. They hacked my DoorDash account and they had the fucking somebody from the DA's office order. And Beverly saw what shoes I was wearing. I guess she works there. Does she? And was disappointed that I didn't wear whatever shoes they think I was, they wanted you to use in the murder frame up. So, because my shoes wore out, I threw them away. I got some new shoes. I'm wearing them. These ones that I have now are a little more expensive, so they'll probably last longer. But Beverly wishes for me to go get raped and murdered. Thanks, Beverly. I appreciate that. If you work in the DA's office, what the hell's wrong with you? Who are you? I've never met you that I know of. Why would you say something like that? If only she was wearing the right shoes, this whole thing would be over. And Cynthia would be raped and murdered, and we'd never hear about this again. Well, how can you sleep at night? I mean, you're that callous and cold and cruel that you just don't care if some woman is raped and murdered? And you know that's what would happen to me. You just don't care. Depraved indifference to human life. Depraved. indifference to human life. Jesus. That's the crowd that's after me. That callous, that cold, that cruel. Thankfully, I have help. Because I know Beverly said that. And I know Beverly's name, even though I've not met her. Because I have help. And it wasn't up to them that we got that. It wasn't up to Charles that we got that. Or Dave. Corruption is not funny. Especially when people die. Today is the anniversary of Lucky Miller. He's a chief that died. Mike didn't do it. I don't care what you made Mike say. I'm looking at the facts. The facts tell me he couldn't have done it. We said before anybody else said it, he was drugged and didn't do it. And he was drugged and he slept through the fight. The fight was over. What'd you give him that made him pass out like that? That was what the fight was over. And he was wrongfully convicted. He just took my police report. What about, I didn't name a suspect. It might be stalking related. So what were you afraid, Mr. Perry? That he was going to find? That you didn't want? They were talking about the Epstein case right before the murder. That was videoed. That was part of the evidence presented in court. You have an Epstein problem, don't you? Okay, well, there's a lot of motive there. More for you than Mike. So what did you threaten Mike with or entice him with that would get him to lie about facts? Yeah, it's embarrassing. You don't do your it's embarrassing. Okay, this is the Dropbox file that Charles and his attorneys have access to. And look, there's a whole one on the murder frame up. Going way back. Stuff we got. Not you. We got. And then put it in your Dropbox. Here, look what we have. We got what you just said. You got caught again. Yep. Okay, so if, all the officers involved in this investigation don't have access to that, you might want to give it to them. Don't you think? Don't they need to do their homework and due diligence and shit? So our guys don't make them look like buffoons later down the road? Because they will. They enjoy that. My guys are really smart and they're cocky about being really smart. So I promise you, if you're incompetent, they will enjoy making you look as incompetent as you really are. Work product is all that matters to us. Job performance. Outcomes, results. Meet the objective. You better do your homework. You better do your research. You better think it through. We got a lot of people to help you with that. We got a forensic accountant. We got a shrink. We got a lot of people. Cynthia can sting up like a motherfucker. You want to know about sting ops? Call her. We got a lot of people that work together very hard to catch some very, very, very bad people that hurt people really bad. And we're trying to put a stop to it. So we got a whole team of experts and people who are really good at what they do, and there's only one thing on their mind, and only one thing. Meet the objective. And the only way you can do that is if you do your homework and you do your research and you know your shit. And then we all plan methodically, and we're very calculated, very strategic. And we're up against a guy who's got the mind of a 2-year-old, literally. Going down a rabbit hole. I'm bailing. Look at the date. 2022. We've been talking about this that long. If he doesn't know he's caught, he's mentally incompetent to run for governor or even his own household. And if he doesn't know when you're caught, you stop. Not that you would do this anyway. And he should know you don't do this anyway. Maybe that's why you keep getting caught. Doing it to the wrong person. There's certain people. Weren't you told that? I think when I lived in Sapulpa, we found out Mr. Perry was told, I'm going to tell you what I know about Cynthia Ortiz, and that is that she will piss you off, but she's usually right. And it would benefit you to listen to her. First of all. Second of all, there's certain people you don't fuck with in this world, and she's one of them. And I can't even put my finger on why that is. Charles, you are creeping me out right now. Please stop. Charles, you're creeping me out. Stop. I don't like you. You always creep me out. You make my skin crawl. You're alone. You're told on. You're laughed at and made fun of because you're creepy. That ought to bother you. Don't contact me. I fucking hate it. So he goes, there's certain people you can't fuck with in this world. You don't fuck with in this world. And she's one of them, and I can't even put my finger on why that is. But I mean, you can, but you'll wish you hadn't. It's better if you mind your own business and leave her alone. Don't bother her. Because she'll fuck you up. That's all I'm going to say. And the person that said that to you knew he's a fucking idiot and he'll do it anyway. Watch. And it will ruin him. And he has it coming. Because he's stupid. There's that. You're seeing things you've not seen before. Anybody else have this? It wasn't up to you when we got it, was it? Nope. It was not. It was not up to you at all. Nobody called you and asked you what you think or what you want, did they? That's connecting the dots right there. You wanted the cop to ask me about this? Pull her over and see if you can get her talking about being the victim of domestic violence, economic abuse, and the connecting the dots video. You want me to talk? I'm talking about it now. Okay? I'm talking about it now. If you make a report, the stalkers always go at the car. So when you make a report on what they've done to your car, make sure that officer knows that you might have a stalker. They need to know shit like that. Yeah. It's not the responsibility of the victim to investigate a crime. It's yours, cop. So investigate it. They're right there. Federal stalking laws, Mr. Perry. You're violating. Where are you? Where is it you live? Are you domiciled in Oklahoma? You've been here for 9 years and they told me that you will not leave. You're that pathetic. They've begged him to leave and he won't. He's that pathetic. That is stalking, by the way. That is stalking. Okay, so there's the federal law on stalking. How many people are accomplices in facilitating the trafficking of a human trafficking victim? The delivery. How many people are going to get named on that, Charles? Do you know? No, and it's not up to you, is it? You're weak. You're nothing more pathetic than a little bitch who can't move on. In this day and age, women do not put up with the bullshit anymore. We don't. Okay? No means no. Act like you understand words like no, don't, stop. Get to control yourself. Yeah, he wants to be a big shot. Oh, I don't think it's going to happen. And we documented here on this blog. This is what he wanted taken down. We want her thrown in jail. Get the Facebook off. Get the blog down. Because that's where she documents all the threats. They're very specific and detailed threats. And delete all her emails. And destroy her evidence. And we heard you say it. We heard you talking about it. Wasn't surprising to us. That's kind of your MO, isn't it? Okay, you can hear Detective Egan's actual recording here on this page. That's my deposition for Officer Neely, who testified against me. It didn't hurt my feelings. I'm like, well, facts are facts. I'm sorry, I just said the facts. I'm not gonna, Did you want me to cry? Did that come up in your meeting of how do we break her? We gotta find a way to break her. Anybody know how to break her? Wow, okay. They want to break me, subjugate me. Violent offenders. Less than 0.1% of the population is a violent offender. Every time you contact me, Mr. Perry, you get caught. We get more intel. Is that what you wanted? Is that your objective? Dum-dum. Okay, so Detective Egan's right here. Listen to this.
Detective Egan with Tulsa Police. Cynthia, I'm looking at the report that you made on harassment and stalking, and need to speak with you concerning the report. I need to get some more details, and probably need to look at your phone for the text messages if you're wanting to pursue this. You can reach me at 918-596-2824, and just give me a call, and we'll set up a date and time for me to talk with you. Again, my number is 918-596-2824. Message is for Cynthia Ortiz. This is Detective Egan with Tulsa Police. Cynthia, I'm looking at the report that you made on harassment and stalking, and need to speak with you concerning the report. I need to get some more details, and probably need to look at your phone for the text messages if you're wanting to pursue this. You can reach me at 918-596-2824. And just give me a call, and we'll set up a date and time for me to talk with you. Again, my number is 918-596-2824.
That's what she's supposed to do. Once I get there and I give her the text, I don't want to see these. No, wrong answer. There's where you went wrong. Right there. That's a fail. And now media is starting to go, why is he not in jail? Why is her people coming in from a different state having to make the arrest? That's disconcerting. You think? I think it is. I think a lot of people think it is. Charles makes everybody very uncomfortable and doesn't care. He's an imposition and a burden. Doesn't care. Okay, but we get the information. He gets told on. Yeah, he's not able to put together what that means. Believe me. There's the McNamara email. 10/29. See? There's the date. I just got info. He wants me false arrested to cover up stalking. Gosh, Charles, I can't make your lie work. If everything is if you do everything she says exactly like she says it, so what you got to do is stop trying to talk to her. First of all, she didn't like you. Second of all, every time you do, she gets more intel because it's pissing her and her people off. They asked you not to do that. Respect her rights, damn it. Act like a fucking grown man. Quit being a pathetic little bitch. Third of all, you can't do things to make her look right and you look guilty. And part of that is her empty bank account. She can't be broke. I can't go into court and make your lie work when she's broke and you're constantly harassing her. I can't. And you keep giving her one more thing and one more thing and one more I told you so and another I told you so. So if you expect us to all work very hard all day making your lie work, we can't. You're undermining all the work we're doing and you're spending a lot of money getting caught, getting her intel for 10 years every day, all day. What kind of dum-dum? Yeah, it's so easy it's not fair, literally. Okay, then we have the disclaimer. Oh. There you go. Okay, so whoever was always wanting to delete things and I don't think you understand how many people have it other than myself. We think it's funny that if you think you delete my stuff, that's it. Wrong. You think wrong. But it speaks to, that kind of goes along with all the rest of the stupid we're seeing here. So this is what the National Stalking Resource Center put out. The use of technology to stalk, like voyeurism. Got a sick little peeping Tom problem. An embarrassing one, too. And hacking, cloning. So I guess somebody asked the question, does she know if her phone's cloned, that he can make phone calls from her phone? And yes, I gave Marcus Harper, here, look at my phone bill. I didn't make these phone calls. I don't know who did. I went to Verizon and said, who made these phone calls? I don't talk on the phone. I fucking hate talking on the phone. I call like 2-3 people a couple times a month, and there's a lot more here than that. Well, it looks to me like your phone's cloned. Go see the police. Sure, I'll get right on that. I might as well beat my head on that wall. Okay, this right here is connecting the dots. Have an officer pull me over and ask me about that video, would you? Since you have some sort of weird obsession with that. You got to undo, got to get a redo. Have them pull me over and ask me about domestic violence, economic abuse, human trafficking, and connecting the dots video. Do it. We dare you. That ought to be something. Give him his script and do the role playing and all that shit you guys do. Weirdo stuff. Here's from our weird big black book of weirdo technique that never has worked on her, but we're gonna try it anyway. There's my disclaimer. Use allegedly. This is all the other people that came to see me at work and fucked with me at work. All that stuff is on here. One of them was this guy at work. He offers $5,000 for me to get creeped out by Charles for a couple hours. Just be creeped out by him. Are you wearing a wire? He asked me 3 times if I was wearing a wire. Right there. He will be nice and he'll pay you $5,000 for one night. You can't pay me enough for that. I'm like, there's not enough money in the world for me to spend 5 minutes with Mr. Perry getting creeped out. I'm sorry. I'll kick his ass. He gets anywhere near me, though. How about that? Somebody needs to. Maybe he has that coming. I'm not suggesting an actual beatdown, Mr. Powell. I don't go where he is. No one I know goes where he is except for investigating purposes. But if he comes where I am, then I will beat the shit out of him because I'm not going to wait to see if he's got a syringe on him or a chloroform rag. Okay? Other than that, there's nobody's threatening harm. So don't make a thing where there's no thing. I understand you like to do that. Yeah, we're all tired of that too. Okay, so everything's documented for the record in your criminal case. Every time Charles contacts me, we get more because everybody's asked him to stop, and it's disgusting to me. It's ugh. And I don't care what he thinks. Didn't ask him. We're all sick of hearing what he thinks. You know who matters right now? The victims. What we think, what we want, what we need. Okay? Nothing more pathetic than a bitch who can't move on. Nothing. You're not wanted, you're told on. It's every day for a decade, Charles. Pay attention to what's happening. You're in a lot of trouble. I don't know what you think we're going to do with the recordings. It is something, it's not just nothing. Even though in your little make-believe world, that's what you say, tell each other, right? Yeah, okay.
Don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do.
Every time you contact me, it makes all my skin crawl. Every day you invade my privacy, it makes me want to throw up. I rejected you and I left. Put on your big boy pants, grow up, and fuck off. Every day you make me broke. Every time you contact me, every day you invade my privacy, one thing happens. We get more intel from inside your criminal organization. Is that your objective? It seems like it is. It seems like y'all like that. Because nobody does the same thing every day for 10 years and spends the kind of money you've spent doing the same thing. They get some results they don't want. Not for that long. So remember that next time you run around going, how did she find out? This never happened before. How does she know? Okay?
But I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Okay, so to close up, in response or on the topic of the courts, and okay, so I sued Mr. Perry 3 times, and 3 times he has secret ex parte hearings with the judge, and the whole thing's tossed out. I'm not even there. So burden of proof is on me. I need to be the one to present evidence and witnesses to prove my allegations, but they keep me out. And then Mr. Perry can't type enough on my phone. We win. Check the docket. We win. Check the docket. We win. I'm like, you like looking at that docket? You check it. In my opinion, you played Candyland against yourself and you beat you. You didn't have an opponent. You didn't win fuck. You made a lot of people mad when you did that too. Okay? Remember, we're getting the information. You're getting told on. Okay? That's fact. That's reality. That's results. We met our objectives. You helped us meet our objectives. You paid a lot of money to help us meet our objectives. And you spent a lot of time helping us meet our objectives. So, whatever else is after that, of she can't prove it, all we heard for years is she can't prove it. Okay, I don't have to. Burden of proof's not on me, is it? In a criminal case, the guys can, I assure you. They're working on that. That's not my thing. Anything else, the burden of proof's on you. Okay? All I can testify to is what I know. I heard a police recording, and here's what it said, and I typed it up in an email. We don't put out everything. Sometimes I just don't do what you wanted me to do. We have a whole different plan and a whole different strategy with that. There's your shovel, dig away. We don't have to explain fuck to you. But if there's an email that we got about a recording, if somebody said XYZ and they're going to plan this specific harm, then we can't wait till the mushroom cloud to put that out. We put it out immediately. And then we wait to see if you're going to prove it. Is it going to be a crime deterrent because they're caught planning it? Or is it going to be a evidence of premeditation, malicious aforethought, and, criminal intent? We intend to cause her an injury. The injury is we're hoping that will make her complicit with our crime. It's to facilitate traffic delivery of a human trafficking victim so we can all get our money. Comes with a life sentence per count. You're caught. Okay? It's kidnapping, coercion, false imprisonment, hostage taking, rape, and murder. Your plan, we all know, is murder, ultimately. Because you want me to sign your lie, recanting everything I've said in and out of court for 10 years, and I won't do it. You know what? If you hand me that piece of paper, I'm going to write on it, fuck you. Oh, then you're going to have to sit in jail with this false arrest we did. No, I'll see you in court. We can outthink you in our sleep. I'm not worried about it. Okay? You think you can pressure and coerce and pressure and coerce and pressure and coerce. And every time you do, we find out what you're up to before you do it, not after. And you seem to forget that because you're a dum-dum. And it's so easy, it's not even fair, sir. We've given you your shovel and you've dug it nice and deep. And they're about to bury you in it, and you have no idea. All I can do is say, I heard the recording, I typed it up in an email. That's all I can say. I can't say whether it's true or not true, unless you do what it says. Well, they did exactly what it says, so it looks true. One can put together 2 and 2. So, a reasonable, prudent individual could come to the conclusion that if they were talking about taking my car, and the next day they did take my car, that they did that crime. Okay? Interference with commerce, interference with contracts, deprivation of food and shelter, and grand larceny with intent to coerce. All of it. Gonna hit you in the face like a ton of bricks. In their criminal case, they can prove it. That's their job. They got a prosecutor ready to go. I don't know why it's taking so long to put you in jail. I know that there's been some new information that has come out recently that opened up a new area of the investigation, so that might be part of the delay. That's fine. I think they want to get it all. Leave no stone unturned. Remember, they do their homework and their research. They're meticulous. They don't do knee-jerk, right? As much as I hate being in the crossfire of it, I'm willing and I've done fine. I'm fine. I'm not, I've had to go through some things that are hard. I'm fine. So, that you're going to pay, though. Every time you cause me a hardship and a problem and a loss, you have to pay. Right now, it's with Intel. That Intel will be used to put you in jail. So, that's your choice. You choose that. You fucking choose it. So, we get the information to establish criminal intent, malicious aforethought, premeditation. And they give it right over to us. It's funny as hell. And when we're not getting intel from a leak or wiretap order of some sort or something, Charles just tells us, he'll type it in my phone. Go get on the freeway. We're going to have you pulled over. Wow, okay, I think I'll pass. Whack job. Charles, all of your contact is creepy. It's creeping me out. Get out of my phone. He'll type in my phone like he thinks this is a conversation. He shouldn't even know what I'm doing right now. So how does he? Yeah. He cloned my phone and he's a peeping Tom. He's a sicko. Okay, so it's not a conversation. Do not contact me again. Do not fucking... You need to control yourself. Do not fucking contact me again, bitch. You pay for it every time you do. In ways you have never had to before. And you have no idea what I just said, do you? I think that stuff goes right over your head. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Oh my god. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so he'll just type it in my phone. Here's the Verizon things I sent to Sergeant Harper. First I talked to Verizon. They were like, go file a police report. And I'm like, I know a guy. I'll text it to him, and then he does what he does. I got somebody else working on it, so whatever. There it is. A lot more phone calls than I make. Does she know? This was sent in 2020, I believe. It was either right before or after COVID. So he probably, this is Tulsa police. They can get into their own guy's text and look at it. So he got a couple of pages worth there. Anyways, okay, so, when you contact me and invade my privacy and cause me a problem or a loss, my guys, they're going to take from you. They invade your privacy, they got a court order. You don't. You got a weirdo problem with no power over it. You take from me, you take my money, they're going to take intel from you. And they're going to put you in jail so you can't do that to me anymore. Okay? You like bothering, you're going to get bothered. You reap what you sow. Just like that. And all your depravity and your dementedness and your sicko problems, they won't bother us anymore. That's the objective. We're meeting our objective. You're helping us. You're helping us. Get on the freeway so I can have you pulled over. Where are you going to take your car? Call me. Oh my God, wow. Jesus. Whack job.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
So I think Richard was like, in his attempt to do diligence and homework, I think he said, you ran off all her friends and her family and everybody that she would go do things with. So I can't even go to his people and go, have you ever seen her at this location, at this place where the crime happened? Has she ever even been there? So well, she won't think of that. She'll be using a public defender. They won't think of that. Have you met her? She will. Dum-dum. You're not doing your homework, are you? Wow, I don't know. So that's basically the court thing. Charles doesn't live in Texas anymore. So he's telling somebody, Texas, she's in violation of Texas Penal Code, blah, blah. Yep, let me stop you right there. She's not been in Texas for 9 years. In fact, she's got text from her ex-husband saying, come stay at my house when you kicked her out of that hotel and took her stuff. Trying to get her trafficked. Make her destitute so she's easier to traffic. We got one. We got to get to Texas so we can do more to her. You guys were recorded saying in like March of 2022. I think is the record date. Right? The date on the record they have on that. So he's like, she's sleeping in her car not to go to Texas, so there's definitely no purposeful availment. She's not benefiting from the laws of Texas. By the way, you're never in Texas either, so nobody's in Texas. Texas law does not apply here. It's not in play. You're in Oklahoma, and they've been trying to get you to leave, and you won't fucking leave. You're getting told on all the time, though. You can't take that hint. Everybody hates you. Nobody invited you here, and all you've done is come up and ruin everybody. And you're getting your metaphoric teeth kicked out, and you don't have no idea what. Yeah. Doesn't know what's happening.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
Young ladies and young girls.
Listen how whack job this guy is. This is how Charles is. We're a couple. You bet. No, we're not a couple. You're by yourself. You're rejected and alone and told on. Get a grip on reality, because until you do, you're going to keep helping us meet our objectives, and that is you're in jail and you don't bother me again. I have my privacy back, I have my money back, and you're gone. That's the objective. Nobody's gotten closer to that than me and the people helping me. You are hated, bitch. Hated. You sound as wacky as this guy.
Girls passed me by, and I didn't want you to pass me by when I saw you. I thought you were the one for me, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. just to kick back and relax in life and get away from the ratness, the rotten people, and just pursue a different life, get a better head start, you know? I'm no one to preach to you. I'm not Mr. Perfect. Believe me, I've got so many faults, way more than even you do in your crazy life you live. But
I'm a preschool teacher.
I don't wish, and I don't want any ill will on you. And animosity and anger is not good for the heart. I'm not angry at you. You know I love you. And I don't say that about anybody. Never, ever.
I don't know.
Only Ashley, the other girl I wanted to get to know. And she left her mom, you know. She got arguments with her mom. Not her mom, her sister. And they were, getting along. And she's a real friendly, quiet girl. She's like the girl you'd see on Nickelodeon. And
You know, so, okay, a couple of years ago, one of the girls at work, remember Mr. Perry's hanging out with strippers? All my friends, all my family. And they shoved me out. Yeah, okay, so now I don't have anybody to ask, has you ever even been to this location? Because y'all ran our friends and family off. Yeah, so my family can't come to me and say your words and expect to be taken seriously. Did you want me to laugh at them, or what'd you want me to do? What am I supposed to say to them when they come to me and say your words? You're asking my uncle to do that? You're shitting us with that, right? Wow, you're loonier than you're nuttier than a fruitcake that you would even think of that. Who can we get to talk to her? Can we get Jennifer? Can we get her kids? We gotta tell Dennis to have her take that picture down. It's a little too compelling. So he did. He called me. You know what I did? I hung up on him. I haven't talked to him since. He's saying your words. I don't want to hear your words. My own child. So when we get the help and you get told on, believe me when I say everybody hates you for what you're putting me through and my family. That you have the nerve to do something like that. Something scummy and lowlife like that. Okay? You're paying for it in ways you've never had to before, and you've not even been arrested yet. And you're too stupid to figure out how bad your situation is. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable you're that dumb. I mean, this is so easy, it's not even fair. Our poor shrink is like, well, we were hoping that TPD would cooperate with us and make an arrest, and then Cynthia could go in and ask him to explain some of this crime after he's waived. But at this point, I'm not sure he understands what waives means. So it might get thrown out. So maybe we shouldn't consider that an option anymore, no matter what TPD does. We're like, uh-oh, it's that bad. I think it is. He's caught and he doesn't know he's caught. He gets caught when he does a crime to you and he has no idea what that means. It's like I think he's about 10 years past a good time for the hospital. I think his doctor's irresponsible for not putting him in the hospital. And I think somebody asked, how long has he been off his meds? He's acting like a severely mentally ill man who he's not on his meds. And he's volatile. And one of the girls, here's the thing, TPD, that you haven't caught. And everybody's scratching their head going, the hell? What in the fuck? One of the girls I work with, barely a high school diploma, tells me that guy is as Looney Tune fruitcake as it gets, and he's hanging by a thread. And you're going to have to be real careful what you say and how you say it and when you say it, because I'm afraid he'll go shooting up somebody because he's a whack job. And what's wrong with the cops? They're not as smart as you. I don't know. What's wrong with the cops when they're not as smart as a stripper who barely has a high school degree? That she's talking to Perry and she can spot that. He's volatile. He's cuckoo bird. Big time. So, he can hurt people. And the cops don't care? Yeah, if they do that, our guys are not going to explain that. You are. He's in Tulsa. Because you let him be. Nobody invited him here. I don't see him. He grosses me out. He's fucking gross.
And
Don't stalk me, please. I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I leave.
He goes on in that video to say, just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone. Like, her sense of safety comes with conditions that he wants to see satisfied first. That's why we hate it when you say not all men. He's not carrying a sign that would warn others that he's a stalker. He's not carrying any sort of notification that he spent 4 years making that woman's life a living hell, that she's moving because of him. When you say not all men, You diminish those experiences because there's no way to know. We know it's not all men, but we need the men who would never behave like that to start checking the ones that do, because we can't fight this fight alone.
Don't stalk me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
That's okay. I don't care.
leave me
All
alone.
you want.
I don't want.
Stepdad's been raping me. Since
Leave
you were
me
12 years
alone.
old.
Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.